how how you've navigated stress and challenges. What are your approaches to maintaining resiliency and keeping your motivation as you move forward in your grad program? I don't know if Jessica, you want to start kind of you were on that train of thought and kind of round that out for us.
Yes. So motivate now, like I guess looking at it back then, being the first one to do this in my family was scary. But now having this new lens of like I am the first person to do this in my family. So I'm setting that like trailblazing that path is how we say it here, for not just like thinking about my family, my mom, my grandma who lived in like rural places of Mexico, never imagined they would have someone in a space that I am now is something that makes me feel very proud to be in these spaces. Like I find it a privilege to be here. So that's one of my motivations, but also just motivating others that are in my shoes, others that look like me, others that want to be in these spaces, my sons, my friends, my students, anyone that I cross paths or serve. Like I just want them to know that anything is possible and going to grad school is very fulfilling and can bring so much value to you. The question that I've been getting lately is like, why am I doing the doctorate program? While I don't know if I will end up in the career that I want, that I'm striving for, I just know that this is going to be an accomplishment that is going to make an impact in my family, but my friends, but also the students that I serve, because not everybody can go to grad school or achieve a higher level degree. So that gives me some high motivations, and I can't wait to hopefully graduate in May 2028, and my sons will be in the stands cheering me on. But I just want to set a good example for my family, my friends, and our community.
Thank you so much. I'm going to pass it to Charlene. How have you practiced resilience and stayed motivated?
So this is just like what I've been like putting on my advising philosophy draft for my internship, and how I approach to like helping students, and it also helped me personally is asking myself is what's your why? Like why did you start pursuing this certain career path, or like what motivates you to pursue a graduate education? So having that question like what's your why just really helped me keep going, because there are a lot of times where challenges come, hard things come, and it makes us feel like we want to give up because this is too hard, or this feel like just not right for us. Having that question like what's your why, asking yourself and telling yourself like I decided to pursue this because X, Y, and Z just really helped me keep going. And during my pastime, I ride horses. So it's not easy to, ride a horse. Like a lot of people or my friends have asked me, like, you just sat there on a saddle and the horses do all the work. I'm like, no, you're also doing the work too, because you're using your body, you're using your arms to control the horse and being able to help, navigate which direction you want to go to. So it's the same thing as a graduate student, that you have to remind yourself to ask yourself why. Just ask yourself, why did you start this? Like, what's your why? What was your purpose? What's your calling, right? And that really helped me overall how to navigate hard things and challenges while I'm here as a grad student. And my hope for y'all is just to keep that mindset, keep your mindset being encouraged, encourage yourself, give yourself some affirmation, because hard things come. Like I know it's tough, it's challenging, but y'all got this. It's gonna come where the right time happens.
Thank you. Feeling inspired already by this wonderful group. Um, Salome, same question. How do you practice resilience? How do you stay motivated?
For me, it's somehow related to what she just said. I usually have the end in mind. Like I usually tell myself, what will this make me become? Who am I becoming with this? And then I imagine myself sometime addressing group of people. I imagine myself in the kind of space I want to see myself after here, being able to contribute to critical decisions that will help my community solve a particular issue or the other. And then when I imagine that and have that end in mind, it keeps me motivated that, oh, okay, I need to pull through this. I need to pull through this phase. I need to stay motivated. How do I manage my time? I need to manage my time effectively. I tried different things. Some did not work. Some worked for me. And I keep evolving, I keep discovering myself. to be able to accomplish that end that I have in mind. So I feel being in this program will help me accomplish that. So it also keeps me motivated and resilient when I do not feel like it.
Thank you. I'm gonna ask the same of our other two panelists. I think this is a good one that we should hear from everybody. So Ashley, how do you practice resiliency and how do you stay motivated?
I think just thinking about what, like Salome said, the end goal and keeping that in mind, and just like what I'm looking forward to when I complete my program, and just trying to motivate myself. And also my friends and family help motivate me too. Like I'll talk to them a lot about how stressed I am, and how hard completing a PhD is. And they kind of encouraged me along the way. So definitely like having a strong support system around you, I think is really important too.
Thank you. And Eddie, would you round us out? What would you add?
So, what I would say is just to build resilience, especially in a graduate program, I would definitely encourage just building thick skin. And what I mean by this is just that there is feedback that you will get, that you need to improve your methodology, you need to improve your literature review section, whatever it may be, but just take it as essentially that this is just really good feedback. And the perspective of the professor or your instructor is really just to improve your work so that this way you are reaching that graduate level type of writing or research, whatever it may be. The other aspect I would recommend is just goal setting. So, if you have a goal, right, you want to be the first in your family to graduate from a master's program. That was a goal of mine. I'm first generation as well, so I set a lot of goals, and now I'm also in uncharted territory pursuing a PhD. No one in my family has ever received a PhD, right? So goal setting is very important, and just ensuring that you're following your passion is really what I would say is the biggest aspect. The funny thing is, I actually just wrote a paper on self-determination and motivation from the perspectives of hospitality executives pursuing graduate education. So I definitely encourage any of you students to, if you are interested in the graduate level routes, to maybe pursue education or, whatever research that you're interested in that kind of satisfies your autonomy, competence, and relatedness. So autonomy is just what you have control over. You control your education. Competence is what skills or knowledge do you want to advance for yourself? And then just relatedness is just what makes you belong in the organization or in the educational space. So those are just my tips of advice. But again, goal setting is really the biggest one.
Thank you so much. And I love that this was research-informed tips, such, if you go to graduate school, if that's your direction, if your direction is research, it's going to be a big part of your life. Thank you so much. Thank you all for sharing that. So everyone, we have about 20 minutes left of our workshop this afternoon. So I just want to remind you all that our questions are welcome from students participating too, if you raise your hand or type in the chat. We do have time for just a few more. So in the interest of time, my friends, I'm going to combine another one of our questions. And it's come up a fair bit here already. We've been talking about people in your lives or your careers that have supported you and helped you on this journey. So I want to ask you all, who are your biggest supporters? What does your support system look like? Who do you turn to? Or what services or systems do you turn to help you manage all of this? Let's go backwards and start with Eddie.
So family is definitely a big support for me. They're who I turn to when I'm like, I'm crying about an assignment or do I want to continue, right? So family is a really big support. They've always been there for me through thick and thin. So definitely lean on family. If you don't have any immediate family, then just choose friends. Friends can also become family. Just choose someone to lean on. The other option I would recommend is definitely be in close contact with like your graduate coordinator. They are the ones that will guide you throughout your graduate program. But maybe any other resources that are available on the university campus. Some of your classmates will become your best friends. That's actually an example for me. I'm actually really, really good friends now with one of my classmates that I started my PhD program with. And I would just recommend just leaning on those people, those resources. Also, Animals. I have 4 dogs, so I lean on my animals and they are my peace. So I take them for walks. Just make sure you're really taking that time for yourself.
Love that. Big fan of animals over here as well, helping me get through day to day. Charlene, who or what have been most supportive for you?
For me, it's definitely my faculty advisors in my program, and I'm just really grateful that they're always available and their doors are always open because being a grad student has, it comes with a lot of hard things and big things really do come. So I'm just really grateful for their endless support, their ways to like help me support through like my program, my career. Also like my supervisors that I work part-time as a graduate assistant. Like I always have my one-on-one check-in with my supervisor and he's always been such a big support with my career and working towards the higher education. And also my internship supervisor too as well, because this is how networking becomes a magic thing, because you never know what comes from when you're networking with someone. So I got my internship actually from just connecting with my colleagues. Then I went to one of the directors at Academic Success Center. And so we chatted for a bit, and that's how I got my internship opportunity. And so they never had an intern in the Free Professional Advising Center, so I got pretty lucky in knowing how to talk to people and knowing how to connect with them. And so they have become one of my biggest supporter throughout finishing my whole master's program and being able to hopefully secure a full-time position at UNLV. So I'm just really grateful for their support and then their endless work that they've been doing it for me. And also I lean on my dog too, because my little Winston, he's a golden doodle. Um, I remember we adopted him during my very first freshman year of college. So we've been pretty much navigating everything college and now master's program. So I lean on my dog too, Winston. He's like one of my favorite thing coming home from school. Is like I get to hug him, snuggle with him, play with him. He is such like a little sweet, sweet thing.
Oh, I love that, Winston. Okay, I love where this is going. Thank you all so much. Ashley, same question.
Kind of same, similar answers, family and friends. I'm so grateful for my sweet husband because he helps me with like transcribing interviews for qualitative research sometimes. He helps me with inputting data as well, all the time. So he's so sweet and supportive. Friends, definitely. I know the people in my program that I'm with, I will be friends with them for the rest of my life. And you can definitely lean on them and talk with them because they are going through the same thing as you. So definitely become friends with your cohort, of people in your program as well. And then same thing, animals as well. Dog and cat that I come home to bring me so much joy. And also, I prioritize going to the gym. And I think that helps with my mental health. Like, no matter what work I have going on each day, I will just like stop when it's time to go to the gym and just take that like 30 minutes, hour out of the day to do that. And that helps me kind of just like mentally reset, which is really good.
Thank you so much. And Jessica, who and or what systems have been most supported for you?
Um, it's the same, similar. I echo what my fellow grad peers say. Family has been a big support. My husband and now my 2 boys who don't really know what I'm doing, but they just know that I kind of say I'm working when I'm in school, when I'm on my Zoom classes. So they ask, "Oh, mamá está trabajando," which is mom, you're working, and I'm like, "Yeah," but I promise after I finish my class or my work, I will focus on you. But they they um they don't know it yet, but I want to make them proud. But my family, my husband, my sons, my even my peers and colleagues here at work, they are always checking in on me, like, how are you doing? How's it going? Where are you at? My friends outside of work and school, like, will be like, how's school going? So it's just having that network of just people that I've poured into and are also pouring back into me is very like amazing. Like even that one just random text message, like, how are you doing? How's school going? Goes a long way because there's sometimes when we're in the thick of it, you have all your assignments, your research, you're just doing everything all at once on top of balancing work, life, relationships, that just the simple check-in is always great. And even like my fellow classmates, we have a WhatsApp the WhatsApp. I have the name, but we have a group chat together. So we check in on each other, but also we kind of debrief how class went. Also debrief when something is frustrating us with an assignment, or if we don't understand what our faculty is trying to tell us. It's always good to know that, like, oh, I'm not the only one that's stressing about that. Like, it's everybody in our class, but all those support systems just do so much. So definitely find your support system, find that balance, because like I said, a simple text message or just how are you doing can go a long way.
Awesome. And Salome, anything you would add? Any people or services that you've turned to for support?
For me, I am part of a mentorship platform from Nigeria. So, and most of us are graduate students here in the US. So when it's too hard, I go there to cry and tell them, today is not good. I'm stressed out. And someone will always be there to, oh, we understand it's difficult on some days and all of that. And my family too, they call to check in, asking me, how is it going? Because they don't really understand what it means to be in a graduate school. I tell them, okay, today I'm feeling frustrated. And my mom will be like, okay, let's pray. Strength, what do you need? And all of that. So, and they also encourage me eat well, because sometimes I don't eat well. Sorry to say, eat well. And I also have friends I turn to when I am really emotionally down, and they've been supportive. They've been really, really supportive. And I also talk to my advisor a lot. Like, I talk to her, she understands. So these are some of the people I talk to in graduate program. And for the services, I don't particularly have any particular service, but I attend most of graduate academics program. They know me there. I usually show up immediately I see it. I sign up for it. If I have the chance, I come and I will talk to one or two persons there, and it has really, really been helpful. It helps to relieve stress. You learn new things, and you go back home refreshed. And also, when the international student and scholar service organize their programs, like the last time we did a sip and paint, I was there painting, even when I don't understand what I was painting, but I was just painting and mingling with everybody. So some of those services has been helpful for me as a graduate student and an international student.
Thank you. I think a theme I pulled from everyone's responses is just a reminder, like, you're not alone in this. There are circles to support you, whether it's your own circle or people on campus or in your program. So just know, if you decide to come here, and when you do, you will have opportunities for support networks. And let's go ahead and tackle this question in the chat. It's a big one, and we've touched on it kind of tangentially, but I'm going to allow, whoever would like to jump in first on this one. What advice would you give someone on how to balance your grad life, work, family, and friends, especially when it feels like too much? So talk about a great resiliency question. Would anyone like to jump in?
Can I do it? Sorry, I have a 3-year-old and a 1 year and 8-year-old. So this question it like speaks to me because it's something that I feel like I'm managing every day, all the time. So it's definitely like I know time management, like the term, when we hear that, it's just like, oh, that should be a basic, or that should be like everything that we do in life. But it really is a skill that you have to kind of like adapt and learn. Like, finding that balance means setting boundaries for yourself, prioritizing what needs to happen, or what's super important, like as far as like deadlines or what needs to happen at that time, and then having those conversations with your family and friends about, like, hey, I'm going to be starting a grad program, so this means I will be in classes at this time or on these dates. I won't be able to come to these celebrations or gatherings because I will be in class, or I'll be working on a 20-page paper. Like, just being open and honest about what your life is going to look like for the next few years was something that really helped me, because I literally sat down with my family, with my husband, and I kind of went over, like, this is what the next 3 years of my life are going to look like. Granted, my 3-year-old and my 1.5, well, they're smaller, 2 and 1 at that point, don't understand what I'm saying to them, but my husband knew like, okay, there will be times where I got to take my kids to the park or let me go visit my mom while you're in class. So just being able to have those real conversations, and they might be tough because I know we all want to be with our family, with our friends. I'd much rather be at a barbecue and at the park than in a Zoom class for 6 hours, but that's the balance. And then also time managing, like what's important, what needs to happen. Use your calendar, make a schedule planner. I know that no one really uses in person or a planner anymore. I sometimes write notes and stuff, but like try to schedule out everything so you know what your semester is going to look like. You say, tell people in advance, I'm not available on these dates, and then you kind of set those boundaries in advance. So whenever those you start people won't be surprised when you're like saying, I can't be there, I can't do that. And then you won't get your friends and family won't feel like you're neglecting them. Just know that this is something really important. And they want to, like, that's the way they can support you too, is like, just don't be upset when I don't see you for 2 weeks because I'm doing, etc. But it's gonna be hard. And it is going to feel like it's a lot because I know you, especially like to answer your question, especially when it feels too much. But if you set those boundaries and schedule that in advance, like you've already set that expectation. And then, grad school isn't forever. You're going to finish, you're going to thrive, and then you're going to graduate and you're going to be like, I'm so happy I did this.
Thank you so much. Anyone else want to jump in? Anyone else have thoughts on that question?
Yes. Uh, how to balance the whole thing. It's not an easy thing. It's not easy, but it's doable. For me, what has been most effective is breaking large tasks into smaller chunks. Let's say I have a paper to write, and I will say I will write 200 words in the introduction today. That looks a bit easier for me than saying I will write the whole of the introduction. And I give myself time. I say, okay, in the next maybe 3 hours today, I will write 200 words in this part of my work. And then tomorrow, I also set small deadlines. With that, you see yourself accomplishing those things. And then you also, with that, you'll be able to make time for family, maybe during your break, after setting those times and boundaries, maybe during your break, like, oh, let me call my family. For me, that my family, we are not in the same time zone. I know that, oh, I will call them at certain time of the day. So I also make that provision so that when it's time, I call them, check up on them, or reply their chats or something of that nature. So time management has been the big one for me. And I also use the Eisenhower matrix a lot. What is important? What we wait for the next minute? What do I need to attend to urgently? So all of that helps me balance my time in graduate school. It has not been easy even with all of these things, but we just try.
Thank you. Does Charlene, Eddie, Ashley, anything to say about that question?
I would just have one thing, I guess I would say. So, uh, a trick, or I guess move that I use when I'm organizing my tasks for the week is I learned this actually from my experience in like claims management. So generally what I do is I kind of number my tasks for the week, right, in order of importance. So some that are, top of the line that need to be completed this week, and others that are kind of bottom of the list that can wait or potentially be pushed out to the next week. Now, I do understand that, how can we time manage every single day? Your day's not going to go as planned. Sometimes things will change and you'll have to start a whole new schedule for that next day. But that's just kind of how I organize my work on order of importance. That just helps me prioritize what needs to be done first to ensure I meet those deadlines and then kind of address everything else that can wait at a later date.
Thank you very much. So it is about time to wrap up, everybody. I'm going to drop our feedback survey link in the chat right now. So if you have a few minutes, we'd greatly appreciate your feedback. But then I'm going to turn it back because our Ashley and Charlene haven't had a chance to address that question. But also, if you you can just share any last words of wisdom that you have or anything that you maybe didn't have an opportunity to say. So Ashley, why don't you go ahead and start?
I think just last words of wisdom, just kind of like prepare yourself. You're already doing that. If you're interested in grad school by, attending these workshops and being involved in the grad academy already. So that's amazing. And just like set your expectations early on. Mentally prepare yourself and like set up your support system and just go into it really excited because it is such like a fun time in your life as well. It's not all terrible, and it's not all like stressful. And I hope you do plan to go into a grad program and have the best time and be very successful in it.
Thank you. And Charlene, any last tips on that work-life balance or last words of wisdom you'd hope to share?
Um, Always make time for your hobbies, honestly, because all of us here are humans, and as a grad student, you're doing a lot. Even like as a GA, and you're doing an internship, and you're highly involved on campus. You're doing so much things, but also, just don't forget to make time for yourself, make time for your hobbies, make time for your family and friends. And personally, the way I do that is I use my Google Calendar a lot, and it's super, super helpful. Like I even put like my riding schedule on the calendar to see like, oh, I'm going to the barn and riding my horse that day. And so make time for your hobbies because I promise you're gonna be a lot more happier, even as a grad student, because you're doing a lot trying to balance things. But don't forget to make time for yourself because that's also super, super important.
Great note to end us on. Thank you so much, Charlene. Thank you, Ashley, Eddie, Jessica, and Salome for joining us and sharing all of your guidance with students today. And thank you to all of our students who joined. Again, if you can take a couple minutes to do that survey, we would greatly appreciate it. But otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you soon, Grad Rebel Ambassadors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.